The season of spring is in the air, and so are tons of new cozy games. So whether you're looking for the next most anticipated title or a charming hidden gem, there are plenty of upcoming releases to choose from. Hello friends, Sarah Sunstone here, and welcome back to Cherry on Top. In today's episode, I'll be counting down the 10 new cozy games releasing this spring that I'm most excited for, alongside some honorable mentions, so be sure to stick around through the video for the full list of games. Please go ahead and shine the lovely like button if you love discovering new cozy games, and make sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on so you don't miss out. Otherwise, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Coming in at number 10 is Paralives, a life simulation game where you get to build your dream house, create characters, and manage their lives the way you want, both inside the comfort of their own homes and all around an open world town. The game is set to offer a series of innovative tools to help you build your perfect house, including elements like gridless construction, curved walls, resizable objects, split-level floors, custom-shaped stairs, full color and texture customization, and much more. The character creator for the game's Parafolk also appears to be quite advanced. It includes a height slider, resizable facial and body features, full color customization, and complex personalities. In terms of daily life management, your Parafolk can have pets, pursue different careers, find true love, spend time with friends and family, explore various hobbies, or be as mischievous as you'd like them to be. The open world also has plenty to discover across different seasons, and your Parafolk can travel by way of bike or car, with many places to frequent, including parks, restaurants, shops, beaches, and mountains. Though this is classified as a life simulation game, it's going to be in the style of micromanaging multiple Parafolk versus playing from the perspective of your original character, which I have to be honest, I personally usually do prefer, but I do think this looks very promising, and I'm especially looking forward to seeing what the building and decorating features will have to offer. But because the game is releasing into early access, I do have it ranked lower on the list. I'm personally in a bit of an era where I don't get too excited for too many early access titles. It does vary significantly depending on what exactly we're looking at, but it is exciting to have a Sims-like competitor step into the arena, especially with the fact that this is an indie game. There is a huge list of features to be added over the course of early access, and the team is estimating that this will be a 2-year process, so it is not going to be a short early access period by any means. The game does seem to have a really passionate community revolving around it already, who are likely very eager to get their hands on the game and offer their feedback, so I do think this is most likely the best decision for the game's future development based on what I've seen so far. Paralives is releasing into early access for PC via Steam on May 25th. Next, at number 9, is My Little Puppy, a story-rich adventure game where you play as Bongu, the Welsh Corgi. The narrative is based around the saying, "When you depart from this world, the dog who went ahead will warmly welcome you." So your journey begins when Bongu wakes from his nap in doggy heaven to the very familiar scent of his dad. You'll bark and sniff your way along an adventure to reunite Bongu with his owner in a heartfelt journey about the unbreakable bond between pets and their humans. On your adventure, you'll traverse a wide variety of landscapes and biomes, including deserts, snowy mountains, and beaches. Of course, being a dog, actions like sniffing, barking, running, and jumping do come with some limitations, so you'll often need to rely on the other characters that you'll meet along your journey to lend a helping hand, or paw. The game also pulls elements from different genres, including adventure, action, and even racing. So this, in combination with what appears to be a series of mini-games, makes it seem like the game will offer lots of variety for players to experience. This game looks so precious. I mean, what could be better than playing as an adorable puppy? It also seems like it will be more of a linear adventure that will follow a more direct, chapter-based path, which sometimes is exactly what I'm looking for. Listen, I love an open-ended, play-forever kind of game, but sometimes I just want to be taken on a journey and I want to reach the end and roll credits. And honestly, if you're going to be playing this one, I would recommend getting a tissue box at the ready because it is sure to be full of the feels. Now, My Little Puppy is actually already out for PC via Steam and is fully compatible with Steam Deck, but now it will also be releasing on the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 5 on May 29th, with physical editions for both platforms arriving a little bit later in June. Then at number 8 is Coffee Talk Tokyo, a narrative narrative-driven visual novel, and the newest installment in this treasured coffee brewing series. Of course, as the title would suggest, this entry is set in Tokyo, a city where old and new coexist. Once again, you're placed behind the counter of a chill coffee shop, and while the feeling might be familiar, the customers and their stories are completely new. The cast features both human and fantasy characters, seeking refuge from the sweltering Tokyo summer heat, each with their own heartfelt story to share as you brew them their favorite drinks. As the barista, you'll now also be able to brew iced drinks for your customers, or let them indulge in hot classics, which honestly is super relatable because I personally really love hot coffee in the summer. Like previous entries, you can add a personal touch to each drink with latte art, but now you'll also be able to use sprinkle stencils for extra flair. And something new to this series, which I think many of you will love to hear, is that for the first time, there will actually be dialogue choices with branching stories affecting character outcomes. And it gets even more complex with the in-game social network, which includes hidden posts from characters that will reveal new layers of the story, just like a trail of breadcrumbs. Some of these posts will contain important clues that actually influence how storylines can unfold, and you can use these clues to help you unlock the best endings. Other posts will expand the wider coffee talk world, sometimes offering glimpses of familiar faces, for those of you who have played previous entries in the series. I think you'll like this touch. And once again, all of this is complemented with a new cozy lo-fi soundtrack to set the soundscape and chill atmosphere. I've really enjoyed the previous coffee talk games, but I do find you have to be in the right mood for them since they're not very involved from a gameplay standpoint. They really are visual novels interspersed with barista minigames, so you have to want to be in the mood for reading and an overall very chill experience. But I'm really excited to see how this entry evolves past the previous two, especially with those new dialogue options and discoverable clues. Coffee Talk Tokyo is releasing for PC via Steam, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 5 on May 21st, with physical editions confirmed so far for the Switch, but I would also expect to see physical copies for the PS5 eventually as well, since both of the previous games in the series have released physically on both platforms. Coming in at number 7 is Gecko Gods, a serene puzzle adventure platformer where you explore a forgotten archipelago through the eyes of an adorable tiny gecko. Climb across sunlit ruins, weave through lush caves, and even uncover the remnants of an ancient civilization, all at your own pace. So it sounds like the game will offer a relaxed feel. Now, the gecko is small but agile, so you'll get to traverse the world and solve puzzles by scaling walls, ceilings, and cliffs. Now, as I mentioned, the game takes place across a series of islands, so you'll actually use a small wooden boat to glide between them, making stops along the way, each with their own secrets to uncover and, very importantly, insects to snack on. Apparently, the ancient puzzles are the environmental variety and are said to be intuitive in their design. I really hope this is the case because I find this specific category of puzzles to be the most fun for me, and also just a style that clicks well with my brain and doesn't end up feeling overly frustrating. It seems like the game will offer a lot of freedom with its open-ended exploration and will encourage curiosity from this new perspective. Also, based on the trailers, it appears that we'll be able to customize our tiny gecko both in terms of color and pattern, which is a lovely touch. I really appreciate the visual style for this one. Everything we've seen so far of the game just looks so pretty. The art is beautiful. I'm also almost always a fan of getting to take on the perspective of a unique character, or in this case, critter, to explore games in different ways. I do think that the way the gecko handles and controls could make or break this one, so fingers crossed it feels really nice and smooth. And again, whether or not that puzzle design clicks with me will definitely contribute to my overall enjoyment of the game. But if all goes well, I'm really excited to live my best gecko life when Gecko Gods releases for PC via Steam with Steam Deck verification, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 5 on April 16th. I think it's also worth noting that this game is being published by Super Rare Games, who often release physical editions of their titles, so there's definitely a chance that they could offer this for Gecko Gods as well. Next, at number 6 is Outbound, an open-world exploration game set in a utopian near future, cleverly blending survival elements with a cozy feel. So think cozy-vival. In this title, you'll start off with an empty camper van and begin turning it into the mobile home of your dreams, using a modular building system along with unique furnishings, decorations, and even paint. You'll need to get creative with this process to live sustainably off the grid, crafting the necessary workstations and power supplies for maximum efficiency. You will also be able to source energy from the sun, wind, or water to power your tiny home, and you can also grow your own food that can be eaten fresh or cooked into delicious meals. So the goal really is self-sustainability. The main resources required for your projects can be found around the vibrant open world, which allows you to explore at your own pace, discovering unique landmarks along the way across a variety of distinct biomes. You'll even have the chance to adopt a new furry friend from the Paws and Whiskers Lodge, who you can feed, pet, and train to help you out on your adventures. It's great that even in single player, you'll never be alone on the open road, but the game will also offer co-op gameplay with up to 4 total players online. I absolutely love the themes of environmental stewardship and sustainable living that are woven throughout the fabric of this game, and I'm most excited to build out my own camper van and see how I can get creative with this process, because it looks like there's a lot you can do to expand your home on wheels in some pretty cool ways. I was able to experience a very early preview of this game, so I'll have my gameplay link down in the description for your reference if you'd like to see a little bit more, but it does seem like so many new features have been announced since then, and I'm especially excited to see how the little doggy can help us out on our adventures. Outbound is releasing for PC via Steam, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and PlayStation 5 on April 23rd, and there will even be physical editions of the game available for Switch, Switch 2, and PS5. Then at number 5 is Moomin Troll Winter's Warmth, a story-driven puzzle adventure inspired by the beloved Moomin stories and from the creators of Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley, which I previously played on the channel and thoroughly enjoyed. There's something about the Moomin universe that is just so charming and carries so much warmth. Even having not grown up with these characters at all, I feel some sort of a connection. This time we get to play as Moomin Troll himself when he unexpectedly wakes up early from his winter hibernation and finds himself completely alone for the first time in a world that he barely recognizes. He sets out to find someone to care for him and wishes to banish winter, so he reluctantly embarks on a journey into the unknown, learning to forge new friendships and help those in greater need than himself along the way. You'll get to wander through absolutely stunning landscapes inspired by Nordic nature, exploring Moomin Valley itself along with the nearby forests and mountains. And even though it's cold outside, there's so much fun to be had in the winter, so as you meet Moomin Troll's old and new friends, you'll get to help them out by completing quests, solving puzzles, and enjoying life's simple moments. You'll also help Moomin Troll confront his fears and discover warmth in the winter through community and kindness. I just love the gorgeous storybook art style, and I think the winter scenery looks so beautiful to explore. You know, it's kind of funny that it's releasing in the springtime, but I really think there's so much to appreciate and lots to learn from the winter season, no matter the time of year. If this game is anything like the studio's previous, it's going to be full of heartfelt charm and precious moments, so if you're looking for a warm hug, this might be the perfect fit. Moomin Troll Winter's Warmth is releasing for PC via Steam, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2 on April 27th, with physical editions available in some regions for the Nintendo Switch. Coming in at number 4 is Adorable Adventures, a relaxing third-person exploration game where you play as Boris, a curious baby boar who must learn to use his nose to reunite his family. Now, I've played the demo for this one, so I'll have some gameplay linked in the description, but I found the experience to be so chill and very fittingly adorable. One of the main gameplay mechanics is actually scent identification, which is super cool and very unique. You'll follow scent trails to identify their source, and over time learn to filter certain smells so that you can make new discoveries without getting distracted or losing the trail that you're actually hoping to follow. There's lots of playfulness in the game's design as well, so you can dash around through open fields, you can root around in undergrowth, climb up on rocky ledges to get a higher vantage point, and splash around in riverbeds to cool off. The environment is actually inspired by a national park in southern France, and as such, your adventure will be guided by a park ranger, featuring adaptive storytelling and full voiceover. As you trek down and collect every scent in the park, you'll also unlock handwritten entries in the park ranger's journal, as you experience Boris's journey of growth and self-discovery. While your main objective is to reunite your family, there's also a collection of playful side activities to discover around the world, which includes things like time trial races, photography challenges, park cleanup duties, and the mystery of a local legend to solve. Arguably, the best part is that you can even unlock adorable accessories for Boris to wear on your adventures, based on the different forageables that what you collect. It's honestly so refreshing to see a cozy game being created with this level of visual polish and quality, and Boris has to be one of the cutest little guys I've ever seen. I am so excited to just frolic around the fields as a little baby boar. Adorable Adventures is releasing for PC via Steam and Epic, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 on April 30th. Next, at number 3 is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, a new side-scrolling platformer following the adventures of Yoshi. Now, I'm gonna say right off the top here, this game is a little bit tricky to describe because it is very experiential in its nature, and it seems to be almost an entirely new, unique concept that Nintendo is trying out. So the main premise is that you'll be playing as Yoshi, who comes across this talking book, which seems to be a sort of encyclopedia. So as Yoshi, you're going to explore the pages of the book and discover quirky creatures, cataloging them and their unique traits and abilities along the way. You'll do this simply by experimenting, interacting, conducting your own research. So for example, you could try feeding a creature a certain food, carrying them on Yoshi's back, maybe even eating them, and so on. With each unique action you take, upon interacting with the creatures, you'll see how this affects both them and their abilities. Then you'll also be able to play around with these abilities and see how you might be able to use them to explore the world and make even further discoveries. It's really cute because as you make these observations, little notes will be taken within the world as you go, almost like you're actually writing this encyclopedia yourself. Once you've wrapped up the research on each unique creature, you can actually name them yourself if you'd like, which is super fun, or you can ask the book for an idea. This, along with the creature's discovered traits, will be logged in your book, and as you complete more research, you'll be able to unlock new pages, so on and so forth. The game seems super playful and lighthearted, not very demanding, very experimental. So I feel like if you want something really new and you might want to reconnect with your inner child, this could be just perfect. The only other Yoshi game I've personally played is Crafted World, so I'm really excited to try this one out. And I'm even more excited because Bowser Jr. seems to be here. They've left his role very mysterious, but Bowser Jr. is my favorite Mario character, so I'm really excited to see how he gets involved with Yoshi's adventures. I also absolutely adore the art style for this one. It looks so good. So I'm equal parts curious and excited to see what this game will have to offer. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is releasing exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 on May 21st, with physical editions available. Then at number 2 is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, a social simulation game that looks so weird and crazy that it just might work. In this title, you'll become the caretaker of an island full of silliness, drama, love, and other surprises. And you'll get started by creating your own Mii-style characters. As these Mii characters settle into their life on the island, you'll get to know their likes and their dislikes, along with the relationships they develop with the other Miis. You can take care of the Miis by giving them food, clothes, treasures, and more just to make their lives a little nicer. Now, sometimes they'll love what they get, but other times not so much. They will be sure to communicate this with you so you don't make the same mistake twice. Now, friendships between Mii characters can go in all sorts of directions. They might becoming best friends, they might live together, have fights, hold grudges, or maybe even grow and blossom into something else, like love. This is another one of those management style games where you aren't playing as the character, but rather managing their lives. So you can pick the Miis up and move them around to force interactions or relieve them from boredom. Apparently, you can also decorate the homes of the Miis and give them the opportunity to move in together, creating their very own community. Outside of their homes, you can also customize the world and shape the landscape. So you can place homes, stores, restaurants, and more to supply events and entertainment for the community. There's also shopping, so you can buy stuff for the Miis. There's a bunch of different stores that you can have on the island. Something super unique is that you can actually get creative and artistic with aspects of the game to create your own items. This could include food, clothing, items like books and video games, and even pets. So this could end up being very cursed, but you can actually draw your own pet that can then follow your Mii around. This game seems like such a wild card. I don't know if I'm going to absolutely love it or find it very cursed. Maybe a little bit of both, but it looks like it could be so much fun and just one of those experiences where you have no idea what to expect next. And sometimes that is exactly what I want. I want to be surprised. surprised. I want to be shocked. I want to witness the drama unfold in front of my eyes. Tamagotchi Life Living the Dream is releasing for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 on April 16th with physical editions available. And finally, coming in at number 1 as the cherry on top of today's list is Inconbini, One Store, Many Stories, a narrative slice of life game set in a small town convenience store inspired by early 1990s Japan. In this title, you'll play as a college student spending her summer behind the counter of a small town convenience store, each day being shaped by simple tactile actions. You'll take on light storekeeping activities like stocking shelves, tidying displays, ordering goods, and preparing the store for customers, not to optimize numbers like we come to expect in shopkeeping games, but rather to settle into a comforting rhythm. These moments are designed to create a calming workflow that supports exploration and storytelling, rather than complex management. Between these tasks, you'll explore the store and its surroundings, and connect with regulars whose lives gently intertwine with yours. Experience branching dialogue and meaningful choices as you learn about the lives, routines, and secrets of your customers, all while you discover an intricate tapestry of a small town life. You can also reach out to the world outside of the store using the landline phone to ask for guidance, call delivery service, and even chat with the store's regulars whom you've befriended. Plus, as a little bonus, you can collect and discover charming capsule toys from the store's gachapon machine, each with its own little surprise, inviting you to uncover the treasures inside. The game is also complemented with a peaceful soundscape designed to enhance relaxation and presence. I've said this before, but I often find management games to be a little too stressful for me, but there are so many elements of the genre that I really enjoy, so I'm hoping that this will be the perfect balance between store management tasks and an overall more relaxed vibe. I really want to just immerse myself in the world of Inconbini, follow along with the narrative, and putter away at little shop management tasks as I go. Inconbini is releasing for PC via Steam and Epic, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, and PlayStation 5 on April 30th, with physical editions available for Switch 2 and PS5 specifically. Now, I also have a couple of quick honorable mentions that I wanted to share, which include some cozy games that I've already played and really enjoy that are releasing onto some new platforms this spring. The first is Tiny Bookshop, a narrative-driven management game where you run a mobile secondhand bookstore in the charming seaside town of Buxtonbury. You'll customize your own little trailer shop, curate stock across different genres, recommend books to locals, and explore the world with fun events to enjoy like markets. This game offers a relaxing and low-pressure management experience that's really focused on community and a slower pace of gameplay. Tiny Bookshop is already available for PC and Mac via Steam and Nintendo Switch, but now it is also releasing for PlayStation 5 on April 10th with physical editions available. The other honorable mention is Whisper of the House, a pixel art organization and decoration game where you step into the role of the town's all-around housekeeper, taking on charming, quirky tasks like moving residents into new homes, tidying cluttered rooms, preparing new shops so they can open for business, and sorting through treasured keepsakes. You'll complete different requests to earn rewards, collect furniture, and freely design a space that's entirely your own. There's an awesome hub world too that you can explore, which brings you from job to job. There's tons of loot to pick up here, there's little discoveries to be made, there's cats to pet, and there's even an underlying narrative with a bit of a spooky undertone woven throughout the game. Whisper of the House is already available for PC and Mac via Steam, but will now also be releasing for the Nintendo Switch sometime in May. Well, there you have it, friends. Those were the new cozy games releasing this spring that I'm most excited to play, but let me know down in the comments which of these games you're going to be adding to your wish list, playing day one, or maybe waiting to see some more gameplay from me to help decide. Anything and everything, you know I always love hearing from you. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care.